I believe, to some degree, our soul comes from a very high, loving, conscious place. And I think through creation, we remember this place, or yes, exactly. We remember this place, the feelings, the ideas, the concepts from this place. And I think through creating in a loving way, I can connect to that spiritually. There's inspiration from dreams, inspiration from meditations, definitely inspiration from psychedelic trips. I feel like, they could be possible, dreamscapes, different spiritual realms, dream realms, stuff like that. Beings that, I guess you could say, they come to me, and, spiritual animals also, like dragons and, tigers and stuff like that. They come to me and in my mind and in my feeling and in my emotion, and I put them out on the canvas, and it doesn't always feel like, I don't always go up to a canvas and I'm like, oh, like I want to draw a dragon. It doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes I go up to the canvas and I'm like, okay, I'll start with an eye. And I start with eyes a lot. And I couldn't tell you why, but the eye comes so naturally to me. And a lot can stem from it. And, maybe I'll draw that eye. And I'll do a stroke above that eye. Or below it. Or away from it. And eventually, it'll turn into something. It'll turn into some alien-esque looking being. It can turn into an animal, or it can turn into a flower or a sun. And it's not always intentional. Some of the parts of the art are more intentional, but I definitely feel like that these beings and these things that I draw may animate some individuation in a way, because I don't think that my brain is the sole father of all these concepts that are coming to me, because people have connections, people paint and draw similar things. As an artist, you see the connections in the creative consciousness in so many different artists, and you think these things and you wonder, like, are these ideas and concepts coming from places that are within my mind, but also without my mind in a very distant or a very high area,
Oliver and I were one day talking about what we think aliens look like after we took and then so we drew these two, and then basically everybody else who's come in here, we make them take a bowl. If they smoke, we make them take a bowl, and then they draw us what they think aliens look like, and then we put them next to the alien poster.
In the future, I honestly want to just eventually establish a gallery somewhere, possibly. I definitely want to establish lots of merchandise and be vending it out, whether that's in shows in different places. It would be very cool to travel and vend, and also have a website, stuff like that. I really just want to get my art out there, and I really just want to be able to have the funds to do that, have the support, have the love to be able to do that, and I know that I do, and I'm very grateful for that. I just feel like the most important thing and the most important goal is to get my art out there, and that's putting it in galleries, that's doing local shows, that's going online, that's doing as much as possible just to get eyes on it. And there's a lot of ways to get eyes on it. Not on, but I think in a way, what I'm trying to do with my art is bring what I feel is harmonizing for myself and for people to make the world a better place. Because I personally believe that art is freedom. It lives and breathes and embodies freedom, and I don't think you necessarily have to believe or think that it does. But when art is present and puts itself out there and makes statements, enters people's minds, people's subconscious, it influences them, it heals them, it nurtures them.